The infamous TikTok ban is backfiring to the surprise of nobody. Now, I, like many others, have heard this story over and over again, that TikTok is getting banned, we need to prepare for the app to close down. I feel like we've all heard it before. But in this instance, they might actually be onto something, because in a matter of days at the time of recording, we could actually see the US go dark in terms of both TikTok servers, but also the app's availability on the App Store. The US is concerned that US citizens' user data on TikTok could be being mishandled and misused by the app's owner, ByteDance. ByteDance also own Capcut, which is a whole other issue alongside this. However, despite this apparent need for protecting US citizens' data through the removal of TikTok as a platform, instead of just sitting back and allowing the app to be removed from the App Store and eventually become unusable through no longer getting app updates, many US TikTok creators have moved over to the app Xiaohongshu, or as US citizens call it, Little Red Book or Red Book.
Guys, Red Note is great. I already have a pen pal. We've been chatting. Also, I did not know it's like 3 a.m. in China right now. We're having a good convo, and then she goes, "Oh, I have to sleep now. It's 3:30 in the morning. Good night, Lohani." She said goodnight.
And as you may have guessed, if you have any familiarity with Mandarin, Xiaohongshu is a Chinese social media app. So as of January 15th, this is a situation that we're looking at. Many popular creators and also just US netizens from the app TikTok are emigrating over to Xiaohongshu as a new social media platform for them to share their videos on. And this trend has become known as the TikTok refugee trend. So firstly, for those who are unfamiliar, what is Xiaohongshu, also known as Little Red Book? Well, Chinese netizens who have been using Xiaohongshu for quite a while describe it as a mix of both Instagram, Pinterest, and TikTok. You can find daily life content, you can find some immaculate fashion content, and of course, you can find things like cooking, travel, and advice. If you've ever seen the unrecognizable makeup or Douyin makeup on TikTok, a lot of those trends actually come from Douyin and also Xiaohongshu, with Douyin being a more direct competitor to TikTok and Xiaohongshu being more of a personal social media. It has an explore page just like TikTok where you can find new users and see posts based on your interest, as well as giving you the ability to follow creators, grow a following yourself, and of course save your favorite posts. Now, although American and international netizens are only now really hearing about Xiaohongshu, it has actually existed since 2013. Now, although Xiaohongshu was originally created as somewhat of a shopping guide, discussing skincare and beauty primarily for travelers, 2025 it's far more based around community and authenticity. Xiaohongshu allows the average Chinese netizen to take part in social media and content creation. It's important that we don't get it twisted and recognize how successful and popular Xiaohongshu was before the Americans and the rest of the population discovered it. The Xiaohongshu users have spent years building up their For You pages and explore pages brick by brick, only to have the Westerners come in and talk about being a TikTok refugee.
I don't know what to do on Red Note. What should we do?
Coffee.
According to the BBC, there are already over 63,000 posts under the term TikTok refugee currently populating Xiaohongshu. And despite the app absolutely not needing all of these new users to join and populate the algorithm, it's turned out to actually be a pretty wholesome cultural exchange, with many bilingual Chinese users making videos to welcome the Americans and Western speakers to the app.
Hey guys, just want to make a quick video about Xiaohongshu, introducing you guys to this platform. So tip number one, we mainly use this platform for searching for suggestions, such as for restaurants, such as for shopping malls, even for like makeup tips. And secondly, this platform is mainly Chinese speaking, but do feel free to speak English and post English content, because I believe there are a lot more English speaking people on this platform nowadays, and like we need to build this community, and there are a lot of celebrities trying to register for the account here. So what matters more is like we build the community starting from now.
Helping people learn basic Chinese, explaining what certain hashtags are and popular hashtags to use for things like fashion and beauty.
Okay, it is to my understanding that y'all have officially invaded my app, aka the Red Note, aka Xiaohongshu. Like I log in 10 minutes ago and my entire normal feed is just gone. Anyways, in order to help you better navigate Xiaohongshu and build your For You page pretty fast, here are some Chinese keywords you can copy and paste into the search bar so you can build a FYP pretty fast. Alright, for starters, the major categories. If you're into skincare, type in Hofu. If you're into makeup or beauty in general, type in Meizhuang. And then if you want makeup tutorial specifically, type in Zhuangzao. And under that subcategory, you can type in these keywords, which is going to give you different styles of makeup.
And even explaining the rules and terms of service when it comes to Xiaohongshu that many Americans could simply not read.
8 ways on how you can get banned on Red Note. The top one is you cannot be talking about politics or the Chinese government. Number 2 is you can't talk about the LGBTQ community or even your opinions on it. The next one is there is absolutely no violence, content that you can post on there.
Many Chinese netizens have been nothing but welcoming to all the people who have been flocking over to this app. And in return, many Western speakers are also really excited about the opportunity to learn about China, make new friends, and of course grow a whole new platform without being under the thumb of the US government. Now, being its own app, and especially being a Chinese permitted app, Xiaohongshu has some rules and regulations that can seem a little bit weird compared to the standard TikTok T's and C's. And of course, some of the American refugees have already made the mistake of crossing these boundaries and getting their accounts blocked before they even had a chance to get started.
Hey guys, it's been less than 24 hours and I'm already banned from the Little Red Book. So yeah, as much as I was trying, I literally tried. I posted content, and my content was immediately taken down and banned. And oh, get this, is the two reasons. The first video I posted, I got a warning in Mandarin, and I Google translated it, and I was like, I don't really know what that means, so it's a mistake. And it was basically that I uploaded a video with the watermark, and so I was like, oh, whatever. And then I posted 2 photos, and then a video, and then it took everything down and said that I was impersonating myself. So on the one hand, like, apparently I'm well known in China or something, but on the other hand, it was like, nope, you're impersonating another person, and I was like, oh.
And so you may be wondering what is actually happening to TikTok during all of this, because technically it still hasn't been banned. Well, if your TikTok algorithm is anything like mine, upon opening the app, you'll be greeted with videos about Xiaohongshu. You'll be greeted with Western speakers giving you tutorials on how to manage Xiaohongshu. You'll already see drama surrounding people moving to Xiaohongshu and not respecting the rules or not understanding the customs.
你们如果想玩小红书，请你们学 Mandarin. Okay, if you wanna stay in red, please learn Mandarin. It's like when Chinese are using TikTok, we're always speaking English. Okay? 我们的新年全家
family portrait this year.
And of course, quite a bit of xenophobia.
It's kind of crazy how the closer we get to January 19th, the more casually racist y'all are being to Asians. I keep seeing and getting comments like, oh my god, are you my Chinese spy? Oh my god, pale skin, squinty eyes. Ooh, you must have a WeChat. What's the WeChat? What's the Valorant ID? What's the Red Note? I'm not Chinese. I don't know Chinese. I don't speak Chinese. I can't read Chinese.
And of course, jokes about Americans wanting to reunite with their Chinese spy. Every type of TikTok content creator, from cosplayers to beauty to lifestyle to even music makers, are moving their happy selves over to Xiaohongshu and reintroducing themselves to a new audience. Now, of course, as to be expected when it comes to Americans moving over to a Chinese app, there have been some teething issues. And arguably, one of the things that can be rather detrimental to the health of this app, an app that once again existed before the Americans decided to jump over to it, is that right now, a lot of Chinese netizens are struggling to find the things that they actually want to look for because it's just flooded with Americans making jokes about being TikTok refugees.
I'm actually terrified of this. I don't want everyone on TikTok to move onto this Xiaohongshu app, and this is why. Some people are calling it Red Note, and it actually translates to Little Red Book. I just feel the xenophobia coming, and I'm not trying to gatekeep this app, but it's not good that most of TikTokers, American TikTokers, are moving on to Xiaohongshu. I don't know if you heard about it, but Xiaohongshu is getting really popular, and they're thinking about changing their IP, separating mainland China from the US, which means that Chinese Americans won't have access to Chinese content. This is sad and hurts me in a lot of ways because I've been using Xiaohongshu for 3 years now, and I use it a lot for inspiration and to share my culture in the brand. Like, that's my creative outlet. I'm on Xiaohongshu at least 2 hours a day almost. I use it to learn, to find cute makeup, to find cute outfits. There's so much inspiration on there. And I love sharing culture. That's what our brand is for. The hundreds of thousands of Americans that are going on there and changing the Chinese content into more Americanized content feels really wrong. It feels like it's trying to Americanize Xiaohongshu, which the point of Xiaohongshu was so that we can get more into Chinese culture. I don't know, it feels really sad. I just hope that the Xiaohongshu algorithm doesn't change.
The term TikTok refugee in itself has also kind of become a little bit of a point of controversy. Chinese netizens are just looking to unwind after a day at work, wanting to see things in their own language and within their own culture, and now being bombarded by Brad the American, joking around in Walmart talking about his Chinese spy. Most of this is taken in good faith and good fun. However, there have been messages and comments floating around from both American and Chinese netizens, asking people to please be more careful when hashtagging their videos, about what they're talking about, and also just bombarding the algorithm with what is kinda content slop. There are only so many times I want to open both TikTok and Xiaohongshu and see the same joke over and over on my algorithm. Chinese netizens are tired, Americans are tired, I'm British and I'm tired. And I guess another quote-unquote problem is that if TikTok isn't banned, will these Americans stay active on Xiaohongshu? Or will they just immediately flood back to TikTok? Personally, I'm really enjoying my time as a British person who doesn't have to worry about the TikTok ban, just exploring Xiaohongshu. It has loads of amazing fashion trends, makeup tutorials, and also the people on there are just genuinely very, very friendly. So far, I've had nothing but positive interactions with the netizens of Xiaohongshu, many of whom have been giving fantastic advice and have also just reached out to have a conversation. I got to see meetup pictures from the Decora girls over in China, and I won't lie, the fashion game on Xiaohongshu is making me double check my Vinted for any good finds that I could layer up and experiment with. I would like to think that this cultural exchange will be nothing but positive and that people will stick with it regardless of the outcome of a TikTok ban. However, I do worry that if TikTok isn't banned, which is ultimately a good thing, I do worry that people will just kind of abandon Xiaohongshu and go back to TikTok and probably make some jokes which are a little less than tasteful.
Once the excitement and trendiness of Xiaohongshu dies down, I really hope that you guys don't treat interacting with Chinese people as something that was just new and exciting and trendy. Because as a Chinese person, I've honestly been kind of bothered and disturbed by the amount of comments I've seen that's been like, oh wow, Chinese people are actually nice, Chinese people actually have a sense of humor, Chinese people are actually welcoming. Like, yeah, what did you think we were before?
We like to look back on periods of time and laugh about things, but I feel like when we're populating somebody else's app and somebody else's ecosystem, we do need to be a little bit more mindful about how we approach it. The whole reason that TikTok is facing this ban in the first place is due to xenophobia. And I do worry that if we do make it out of this with TikTok intact for the US citizens, we're going to end up seeing some kind of tacky jokes at the expense of the very polite, very accommodating Xiaohongshu netizens.
Yo, what do you do for a living?
Huh?
What do you do for a living?
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
What do you do for a living?
No.
However, right now, we don't know what's going to happen. If you're watching this video in a couple of months, you know the outcome, and so I guess comment that down below. But my hope, and I guess my theory, is that it won't be banned. In reality, banning TikTok would not only reflect poorly on the US government, a government that's very, very loud about free speech, or at least when it's convenient to them. So banning an app, which by the way, many political parties use for their campaigns, just feels incredibly hypocritical, and it goes against the idea of free speech. The idea that the average person can discuss things unapologetically. People can start their own discussions around politics, culture, and the issues within society that other people may not know about. People can share all the good work that they do in order to inspire others to hopefully do the same. Many small businesses that have no marketing budget use apps like TikTok as their main way of reaching new customers. It's helped people pay for surgeries for their pets, their partners. It's helped people rebuild their homes after natural disasters and devastation. It fundraises for fantastic charities. And even if you want to boil it down to just brass tacks, it's also got a thriving marketplace, and of course is one of the core essentials when it comes to current influencer marketing, something which the government has not only used but has also stood to benefit from. I really hope TikTok isn't banned, not only because of all the people in the US who will miss out, but also for all the other people who are going to miss out on conversations or politics that they simply wouldn't have known about. People losing huge chunks of their audience, meaning that their own demographics and income could be affected despite not being American. This ban was always a bad idea from the start, but in an unexpected turn of events, the house doesn't always win, and the underdog, in this case Xiaohongshu, has actually come out the successor. But let me know down below, what do you think of Xiaohongshu? What do you think about the TikTok refugee trend that's currently going on? Have you checked out Xiaohongshu or looked at the fashion or makeup or beauty that comes from there? Have you made any friends on Xiaohongshu as somebody who has been posting or commenting or messaging? And of course, let me know your thoughts on the TikTok ban, whether it's going to happen, whether you're watching it in the future and it has happened, let me know, send me your chilling prediction. And of course, if you're watching this before the decision has been made about the TikTok ban, make sure to follow your favorite creators on other platforms. It should go without saying, but a lot of people are saying goodbye, despite the fact that most big content creators have multiple platforms. They usually have YouTube or Instagram or Twitch or literally anything else. So before you start saying your goodbyes, maybe just check other platforms first. Because although TikTok is the short form platform, it isn't the only one. Thank you for watching this impromptu video. I had a very basic script outline, but I didn't go in depth as much as I usually would with my other scripts because that does take a lot more time. So let me know down below, what did you think of it? Did you enjoy this video style? Would you want to see more videos in this style for more regular uploads? Or do you just prefer the more long form video essay format that I typically go for? Either way, I'm still going to be scripting videos, but let me know your thoughts. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for commenting. If you haven't commented yet, comment down below, say hi. And if you want to keep up to date with me, whether that's because of a TikTok ban or you just enjoy my videos, make sure to hit that subscribe button and the bell icon down below to never miss an upload. Now we just gotta hope that TikTok doesn't get banned because that is a chunk of mine and a lot of people's income. I'm down bad.